Let the squirrels sing, their tiny voices echoing through the forest, as they chatter about the recent tariffs and price increases that have been making waves in the economy. The news of tariffs imposed on various goods has been a hot topic, with many experts weighing in on the potential consequences. The tariffs, aimed at protecting domestic industries, have led to a surge in prices, leaving consumers scrambling to adjust their budgets. As the squirrels forage for nuts, they're met with higher prices at every turn. A bag of acorns that once cost $5 now costs $7, a 40% increase. The squirrels are baffled, wondering why they're being asked to pay more for the same goods. They're not alone. Many Americans are feeling the pinch as prices continue to rise. The tariffs have affected a wide range of products, from electronics to clothing. The increased costs are being passed on to consumers, who are being forced to make tough choices about how to allocate their limited resources. Some are cutting back on discretionary spending, while others are dipping into their savings to make ends meet. As the squirrels navigate the forest, they're met with signs of economic strain. Trees once lush and green now stand bare, their owners unable to afford the upkeep. The squirrels see families struggling to make ends meet, their usual sources of food and shelter dwindling. The news is filled with stories of businesses suffering under the weight of tariffs. Small enterprises are being forced to close their doors, as they can't compete with larger companies that have more resources at their disposal. The squirrels watch as the local economy begins to suffer. Despite the challenges, some experts believe that the tariffs will ultimately benefit the economy in the long run. They argue that protecting domestic industries will lead to increased competitiveness and job creation. However, others counter that the short-term pain will be too great, and that alternative solutions should be explored. As the squirrels continue to sing, their voices take on a melancholy tone. They're not just singing about the prices, they're singing about the uncertainty that's gripping the nation. They're singing about the families who are struggling to make ends meet. The forest is filled with creatures who are all being affected by the tariffs in different ways. Some are benefiting from the protectionist policies, while others are suffering. The squirrels see it all, from their unique vantage point. The news reports that some companies are finding ways to circumvent the tariffs, while others are being forced to raise their prices even further. The squirrels watch as the market adjusts, trying to make sense of it all. As they scamper through the trees, they notice that some businesses are adapting by finding new suppliers or changing their production methods. Others are lobbying for exemptions or changes to the tariff policies. The squirrel's song takes on a note of resilience as they observe these efforts. They're not just passive observers, they're active participants in the economy. They're finding ways to cope with the changes and adapt. Some experts point out that tariffs can be a useful tool in certain circumstances, such as protecting infant industries or responding to unfair trade practices. However, they also caution that tariffs can have unintended consequences. The squirrel's song becomes more complex as they weave together different perspectives on the issue. They're not taking sides, they're simply observing and reporting what they see. As they continue to sing, they're joined by other creatures in the forest. Together, they create a chorus that's both haunting and beautiful. Their song is a reflection of the complexity of human emotions and experiences during this time.